What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today, I wanted to talk about the spot price of silver falling down into the $24 an ounce range, along with why you need to get ready for power outages and what you can do to prepare yourself and be proactive so that you can combat some of the issues that would come along with not having any power. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos, subscribe to my second channel for weekly videos, get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. It's your last week to get the limited edition. Luck has nothing to do with it, t-shirt and hoodie. Portion of the proceeds are going to St. Baldrick's Foundation. Come and join us in the Precious Metals VIP Club for giveaways, live streams, deal alerts, and a whole lot more. And of course, make sure to go and get your 5 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. Refer one friend, and then we'll give you 10 additional free stocks just for the referral. Everything will be linked in the description. So today is Monday, March 14th, 2022. The current spot price of silver as I'm filming the video is $24.98. It's down 97 cents or down 3.74%. Big red day for the beautiful white metal. The spot price of gold is $1955.40. It's down $35.70 or down 1.79%. Big red day for the beautiful yellow metal as well. And of course, the gold to silver ratio is in the 76 to 78 to 1 range. But of course, that's as I'm filming the video at like 10 o'clock in the morning, not as I'm editing, posting, or as you're watching. So head on down to the comments and let me know the date and time you're viewing the video and what the current spot price is for you. I'm always curious. All right, so today we're going to be talking a little bit about silver and gold because obviously the spot price of the metals have gotten smacked pretty hard today. But before we can even get into the money, I think it's important that we first talk about the currency and why you need to prepare yourself for power outages and the importance of having a backup source of power. Now, I am going to be talking about one of the main prepping products that I've been using for the last, at this point, year and a half. It's a key item. I'm not sponsored by the company. They're not paying me to make this video. I'm just a happy customer, but I'll explain what I use in a moment. So I don't know about many of you, but here in New Jersey, we've been having some pretty nasty weather. Last week was 75 and sunny, followed by 2 days of rain. Then it was cold and windy. Friday was really nice. Then over the weekend it snowed. Welcome to spring in the Northeast. But even though I'm not a weather reporter, and despite the fact that talking about the weather, quite honestly, is so boring it makes me want to go play in traffic, I bring this up for a reason. Over the weekend, I had noticed the first minor power outage of the entire winter. We just made it through the last couple of months of freezing cold weather and a blizzard without the power going out at all. But over the weekend, for a brief period of time, I had no power. Now, if you're someone like me and can recognize that being blessed enough to have a roof over your head and 4 walls surrounding you while having to deal with the lights being out for a couple of minutes, it's a bit of a first world problem, let's be honest. But that doesn't take away the fact that we should prepare ourselves for issues like these, because what happens if or when the power goes out for more than just a couple of minutes? What if it goes out for a couple of hours, or a couple of days, or a couple of weeks? Now, I know it might not sound overly realistic, but it can happen. It has happened. In fact, it happened to me about 10 years ago at this point. I haven't talked about it in a while, but in 2012, we got smacked pretty hard by Hurricane Sandy. I remember going without power for about 2 weeks. Clearly, it could have been way worse. We didn't get the catastrophe that some of the southern states got, but it was definitely unexpected and it definitely caused a disruption. Prior to that, I had never really dealt with a situation where prepping would have come in handy. Everyone needs a wake-up call, and that was mine. And I remember going to the grocery store during that period of time and seeing half of the store lit up because the generators weren't enough to light up the entire building. I remember the cash registers had cash-only signs because debit and credit cards are electronic payments, which obviously can't be made without electricity. I remember seeing people stealing food because of this. It's not that they didn't have money, it's that they didn't have access to their money because they couldn't use their debit and credit cards. Now, of course, you could very easily go on over to the bank, hit up the ATM, and go and get some cash, but guess what? You need electricity for that as well. And over the weekend, when the banks are not opened, they're not going to be using their generators just so you can hit the ATM. I remember all of this like it was yesterday. And that's what made me say to myself, wow, my grandfather was right. See, my grandfather was always, and still is by the way, one of those ready for anything type of people. He's not a doomsday prepper, but he has pretty much anything you could possibly need during any potential emergency. And not only does he have all of that, but he has a backup supply of everything because, as he puts it, just in case. So it took me until Hurricane Sandy to realize that maybe, just maybe, getting myself situated now in preparation of the next hurricane, whenever that may be, probably isn't a half bad idea. So 2012 is when I started prepping. But funny enough, I didn't even discover the prepping world until probably 2017, around the time I started stacking. Before then, I didn't call it prepping. I just called it being ready just in case. I had no idea there was a whole online community dedicated to learning about different types of potential situations and how to stand the best chance at combating them. And I'll be honest, even though there are some ways of thinking that I still, to this day, consider to be a little bit wacky, I respect the fact that people are proactively bracing themselves for an issue rather than waiting around for an issue to happen and then complaining about it. Proactive versus reactive. But my personal form of prepping isn't anything extreme. I prepare for everyday circumstances that everyday people could find themselves facing, mainly power outages, potential floods, fires, snowstorms, rainstorms, things like that. See, I think your location has a lot to do with it. Being over here in New Jersey, I don't really have to deal with the crazy fires that we've seen California have or we've seen Australia have. Being here in New Jersey, I don't have to worry a whole lot about tornadoes and earthquakes and tsunamis, but I have massive snowstorms to worry about, hurricanes to worry about. See, depending on where you live, it probably affects the way that you're prepping. So that's my way of prepping. But the main product I wanted to talk about is kind of where we started this video, power outages. We already talked about the inconvenience factor, walking around a dark house, stubbing your toe on a monster box of Silver Eagles, but it's more than just that. If you don't have power, that means you can't turn the fan on, you can't use the toaster, you can't watch your lingerie football league. Point being is, you need to have a backup source of power. If you have a full-on generator, that's fantastic. A lot of people do. I would absolutely encourage that if you can afford it. But if you can't afford it, or just don't simply need that much power during a minor blackout, you can do what I did. I got myself a portable power station. The one I got is a 500-watt unit, more of a weekend camping item, to be honest with you, but it does the trick and it does absolutely everything that I need it to do. You don't have to get what I got, but just in case you're wondering, the one I got is called the Jackery Explorer 500, and I will leave an Amazon affiliate link in the description in case you want to read a little bit more about it or check out what other people have to say about the product. It has 4.8 out of 5-star ratings on Amazon with over 6,000 customer reviews. So click that link and check it out if that's what you want to do. I'll also include all of my other prepping product links as well. I always keep the resources in the description of my video, but fair warning, at the end of the month, moving into April, I'll be removing every last one of those Amazon links from all of the descriptions of all of my videos. So if you want to capitalize on some of those resources, the products that I use, have purchased with my own money, stand by, and will continue to use and stand by, but I will be removing all of those links, so use them now while you can. But anyway, the reason I got myself a portable power station, believe it or not, wasn't exclusively for power outages. Also, for the record, I keep it right here on the table. Let me just move my stuff around so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. This is the Jackery Explorer 500. So I'm going to set this up right here as I continue talking about what I want to talk about today. So this wasn't exclusively for power outages, although that was the main reason that I got it. I got it for myself because I work from home, which means I need power to do my job. And to me, a blackout is not an excuse to not work. And on top of that, I run this YouTube channel, I run the Precious Metals VIP Club, I run the DYDSS store, as well as a couple of other projects, all from home as well. I need power to do all of that. So this power station right here, the Jackery Explorer 500, this was more of a work expense or business continuity purchase than anything else. But also, being that I work from home, that technically means I can work from wherever I want. And since I hate being inside, I can easily take my laptop and power station and go work in the backyard if I want to. Or I can drive on over to the park and work from my car or at one of the picnic tables. It doesn't matter. I like being able to take my job with me wherever I go, so the power station really comes in handy for that. But the best thing about it is that just in case the power goes out, I have access to power. That's the most important thing. Now, as for some of the details about this particular power station, again, you don't have to get this very one. You don't have to use the same one that I'm using. But as for some of the details, if you are wondering, you can see it has quite a variety of different ways that you can use it. Right up here, you can see the DC input. This is one of the ways you can charge the unit itself, which I'll get into in a moment, or I guess since we're on the topic, I'll just explain this really quick. You can just plug this into the wall. It has a charger. You just plug it in right here. You can also use the car charger, so you don't need to plug it into the wall. If you don't have power, you can't plug it into the wall anyway, so you can plug it in to your car and you can charge it up that way. Or you can get these separately sold Jackery solar panels, and you can just charge the entire unit out in your backyard. It's fantastic. So that's where you charge it right there, the DC input. We also have 2 DC outputs and a car outlet right below. That spot right there. Gonna be honest though, I don't even touch this section. But then in the middle, right here, you can see that we have 3 USB ports. This is how I charge my phone, how I charge my camera, how I charge my emergency weather radio, pocket size power banks, things like that. And I can even plug in this cool little desk fan, which is clamped to the top of the unit right there, just in case the weather gets a little bit too hot and I happen to be outside with this thing. And of course, finally over here, you can see that we have an AC outlet, which is how I charge my laptop. And I also did a test run on this thing with my grandfather's CPAP machine for sleep apnea. It worked great, and I calculated it. Starting with a full charge, he should have no problem getting 2, maybe even 3 full nights out of it, which is always good to know. And being that this is a 500 watt unit, you can use the AC outlet for any device that operates at 500 watts or less. Then in addition to that, there are some pretty cool non-power related features I want to quickly point out as well. First is the grip here at the top. To be honest, at first I didn't like it. I thought a strap handle of some sort would have been better, because then the top of the unit would be flat and you can put stuff on top of it, but it's not really that big of a deal. And it also allows me to clamp on that desk fan. Then we have this flashlight feature over on the side, which is incredibly bright and lights up quite a bit of space. It's right here for those of you who are wondering. Let me turn off some of these lights. Does a pretty good job. I will be honest though, it's kind of unnecessary. This entire power station is a 13-pound unit, and it's not very practical to be carrying around a 13-pound flashlight, but it's not hurting anybody just by being there, so no real complaints about that. And then finally, I want to point out the rubber feet at the bottom. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Hopefully you're able to see those right there. I like this feature because not only does it prevent the unit from sliding around, but it keeps the unit about ½ an inch off the floor, which is good just in case of a spill or if you're camping and rain gets in or something like that. So that's what I like about this particular unit. It works perfect for me to use on a day-to-day basis. I use it every single day, and not for nothing, but it would also really come in handy if and when the power goes out. And I can take it with me camping and be fully powered for multiple days on end. So if this is something that you want to get just for like emergency purposes, fully charged, and then just stick it in the closet, and if and when the power goes out, it's there ready to be used. Or if you're going to use it on a daily basis like I do, or if you're going to use it on a somewhat regular basis, maybe every couple of weeks or every couple of months if you're going camping or something like that, this thing is just all around fantastic. At least that's how it's been for me. I bought this thing for myself almost a year ago, or a little over a year ago. Again, you don't have to get the same one that I got, but just in case you want to check it out or read a little bit more about it, I will leave the Amazon affiliate link in the description. I got mine for $499. Actually a little bit less because it was Black Friday 2020, now that I think about it. So I got a little bit of a deal. And here we are, going on 2 years later, and it's still being sold for $499. But the price is going to be going up to $599. So if this is an item that you're interested in, you should probably move fast if you want to save $100. So again, everything will be linked in the description. If you're interested in that particular power station, or if you're interested in any of the other prepping products that I leave in the description, they're all there. All the resources are there. They're there for every single video, and they will be removed from the description of all of my videos at the end of the month. So now, moving away from all of that, now that we talked about the importance of having power, now that we talked about my way of having a backup source of power and the power station or mini generator, whatever you want to call it, the one that I use, I wanted to talk very quickly about the silver and the gold. So sitting here in front of me, you can see we have a nice little selection. We have some miscellaneous coins up there at the top: Type 1, Type 2, Silver Eagle, Canadian Maple Leaf, Kangaroo. We have some Creatures of the North right here. We have some more miscellaneous coins down here at the bottom. We have some miscellaneous bars to the side and in the corner over there. We have some special Maple Leafs, the 25th anniversary and the 30th anniversary maple. And then of course we have some fractional gold right here as well. A 10th ounce Krugerrand Philharmonic, Eagle Maple Britannia, and then a 1/4 ounce Philharmonic. And over here to the side, which you can't even really see, a little bit of 90% junk constitutional Washington silver quarters. So the reason I wanted to bring up silver today is not only because I talk about silver every day, but I wanted to point out the dip. Silver's down today. The stock market is up, by the way, which is kind of normal. When silver's up, stock market's usually down, and vice versa. In case you were wondering how the stock market opened up today, again, I'm filming the video at 10 a.m., but so far the S&P 500 is up 0.49%, the Dow Jones is up 0.74%, and the NASDAQ is up 0.17%. So far, so green. A green day so far. God only knows what the market's going to do throughout the course of the day. This video is being filmed in the morning. Friendly reminder, go and get your 5 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. Refer one friend and they'll give you 10 free stocks for the referral. That promo ends on March 15th. And then if you refer 3 friends, by the end of the month, they'll give you a spin on the Webull wheel, which will win you at least 1 free share of Apple, with the chance of winning 2, 3, 5, 7, maybe even 10 free shares of Apple. Webull link in the description. Time is running out. So back to the silver and the gold. I wanted to talk about this today because obviously we can see that the stock market is green. We can see that the stock market is moving up today, at least as I'm filming the video. Meanwhile, the spot price of silver and gold are both down. Gold is down 1.79%, pretty solid red day, but silver is down 3.74%. It's down almost 4%. Big red day for silver, and I think this is probably what a lot of people are referring to when they say, buy the dip. This is what people are talking about. So it might not seem like that big of a deal. It might not seem like that big of a dip. It might not seem like that big of a drop or really anything of significance. It might not even sound like anything worth acknowledging. Because how much is silver down when it comes to dollars? Not even $1. It's only down 97 cents. Doesn't seem like that big of a deal until you look at the percentage. 3.74%. And funny enough, silver is right back where it was just, 2 weeks ago or something like that? It wasn't all that long ago that I posted a video saying, hey, silver climbed up into the $25 range, and then it climbed up into the $26 range, and now it's back down just a couple cents below $25. To me, it's not that big of a deal. If we're right back where we were just a couple of weeks back, it's not really anything all too serious. But to see 3.74% drop, this is what a lot of people talk about when they say, buy the dip. Now, it might not seem like that big of a dip considering this is the price that we were looking at just a couple of weeks ago. But guess what? What was the price we were looking at just a couple of days ago? We were looking at over $26. I think for a brief period of time, it crossed the $27 an ounce mark. Again, might not seem like that big of a deal, just a couple of dollars of a difference. But if you're getting silver in large increments, if you're getting 10, 20, 50, 100 troy ounces of silver at a time, a couple of dollars per troy ounce makes a massive difference. And if you're someone that's looking to lower your average cost, now might be a good opportunity. I'll continue doing what I've been doing for the last 4+ years at this point. I'll continue stacking a little bit of silver, a little bit at a time, consistently and steadily. I'll be focusing on the long term. I'm not overly concerned what the spot price is doing today. It is nice to see momentum. It is nice to see silver drop or jump like this. I like seeing 1%, 2%, 3% moves in a day or in a short period of time. I don't like talking about silver being up 0.9% or being down 0.04%. That's not movement. That's not anything exciting. As I explained in, I think, a video from just last week, I'm not all too interested in talking about when silver moves up or down a couple of cents. If it moves up or down by a dollar mark, that's a little bit more interesting to talk about, which is what we're talking about here. But point being is that whether silver is $24 and change or $26 and change, it's not changing my stance on whether or not I should be stacking silver. I'm obviously playing a little bit more financial offense than defense right now. I use the precious metals as a form of playing defense, which I'm not letting up on. I don't think you can have a good offense without a good defense, so I'll continue stacking the silver and gold, and I'll likely continue stacking silver and gold for years, potentially even decades to come, so long as I consider spot price to still be at least fair. Right now, I consider silver to be incredibly undervalued, arguably the most undervalued asset on the planet. If it's undervalued, I'm all in. If it's fair valued, I'm still all in. But if and when I live to see the day where silver becomes overvalued, at that point I'll stop. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. I don't think $24 an ounce is overvalued. I don't think $25, $26 an ounce is overvalued. I don't even think $30, $35, $40, even $50 is overvalued, if I'm going to be honest with you. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's focus on what silver's doing right now and not potentially what it may or may not do at some point in the future. As long as it's undervalued or fair valued, I will continue stacking. But I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know two different things. If you can leave me two separate comments. Number one, do you have a backup source of power? What type of generator or power station do you use? Or is the one that I talked about, the Jackery Explorer 500, again, an Amazon affiliate link will be linked in the description if you want to read a little bit more about it, or if you just want to get it, that will be in the description. Is the one that I talked about something that you would consider? Is it something that sounds pretty good? Is it something that sounds practical? Does it sound like something that you would use? And then, of course, if you can leave me a secondary comment letting me know your thoughts on the current spot price of silver today. Of course, what is the current spot price as you're viewing the video? But more importantly, with the spot price down 3.74% today, what are your thoughts on that? Do you consider that to be a dip? Do you consider that to be time to buy? Is that time to load the boat? Is that time to back up the truck? Or does it not really mean anything to you at all? Head on down to the comments and let me know. If you guys liked today's video, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Go and get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. We got t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, coffee mugs in a ton of different designs. We have the limited edition, luck has nothing to do with it, t-shirt and hoodie, only available until St. Patrick's Day, which is only like 3 days away, so get one while you can, and a portion of the proceeds are going to St. Baldrick's Foundation, which is helping children with cancer. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. Come and join us in the Precious Metals VIP Club, which is where I do giveaways every single month, live streams multiple times a week, deal alerts on silver and gold almost every single day. You can watch all of my videos early and commercial free. Every Saturday morning I post a brand new adventure vlog, and there are a ton of other perks as well. I guarantee you the value exceeds the cost. VIP Club link in the description. And of course, last but certainly not least, go and get your 5 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. Normally it's 2 free stocks. They bumped it up to 5 just for the next couple of days, so capitalize on that while you can. If you refer just one friend by March 15th, aka tomorrow you only have 24 hours left. They will give you 10 free stocks for the referral. It's part of their advertising budget. Rather than spending the currency on billboards and TV commercials, they reward their users for helping them build their app. And if you refer 3 friends by the end of the month, they will give you a spin on the Weeble wheel, which guarantees you at least 1 free share of Apple, with the possibility of winning 2, 3, 5, 7, maybe even 10 free shares of Apple. Time is running out. This is one of the biggest promos they've ever done, and it's 3 promos mixed together, so don't pass up on an opportunity. If you don't want the stocks, go and get them anyway, sell them. Congratulations, now you have some cash to go and get some silver and gold if you want, or maybe you can use the cash to go and get yourself a portable power station or something like that. Weeble link in the description. Time is running out. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know one last time. Number 1, what are your thoughts on preparing yourself for a potential power outage? How are you preparing yourself? What are some of the steps you're taking today in preparation for the power going out for potentially an extended period of time? Do you have a generator? Do you have a portable power station? And what are your thoughts on the Jackery Explorer 500 that I talked about in this video? Again, I'm not sponsored. They're not paying me to make this video. I'm just a happy customer. So if you're interested in the product, or want to read more about it, the link will be in the description. But then, of course, too, what are your thoughts on the spot price of silver and gold today? With the stock market moving in an upward direction, we're seeing green across the board right now, and of course, we're seeing quite a bit of red when it comes to the precious metals. Usually the opposite of what the stock market is doing. 3.74% today. What are your thoughts on that? And what are your stacking strategies moving forward? Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.